Hello dear students, welcome back to your physics channel. Today in this video lecture we are going to discuss about a very short topic, that is electric dipole. In this video we will try to understand what is the concept of electric dipole. So let us start. So here you can see, as a dipole is basically an arrangement in which we are having two equal and opposite point charges. What is that? It is the system of two equal and opposite charges, and they are separated by some distance. So that arrangement or that system itself is called as a dipole. You can see, suppose we are having such type of two charges, plus q and minus q, okay, and they are separated by some distance r, or say 2a here. Now in this case, then that system can be called as the electric dipole. As we know that the meaning of di means two, so here we are having two charges, that's why it is called as the dipole. Now there are some basic terminologies that we have to use here to define a dipole. They are as follows. The first is dipole axis. So what is it? A dipole axis is a line which is joining these two charges. You can see in the diagram. So this brown colored dotted line which I have shown here, this is called as the axis of the dipole. Next, center of dipole. As from the heading itself we can understand, it is the center of the axis. It is the point between these 2 point charges. Let us say this O point is indicating here the center of dipole, right? Next, dipole length. Again, from the heading itself it is clear that it is the distance between 2 point charges. Okay, so you can see in the diagram. Now I am completing it with a purple colored line here. So this total distance between these two charges is called as the dipole length. Generally it is taken to be 2a. Okay, now when I am saying it as 2a, basically the distance of each charge from the center of the dipole is taken to be here a. So that's why it becomes 2a, right? Next, dipole moment vector. A dipole moment vector is nothing but it is a vector used to indicate a quantity called as dipole moment, and the direction of this dipole moment vector is taken from negative to the positive charge, like this. So here we can use a unit p vector. This p vector is giving direction from minus charge to plus charge. Now we can define dipole moment of this dipole. Dipole moment of a dipole is defined as the product of either charge into dipole length. So that's why this becomes P is equal to 2a into q. Basically this dipole moment is a vector quantity, right? So that's why we can write here vector P is equal to 2aq into unit vector p. Here 2a is the dipole length and q is the magnitude of any one charge, right? So this defines vector p is equal to 2aq into unit vector p. Now as it is also a vector quantity, we can indicate this quantity by this orange colored vector, and we are calling it as vector p. Remember, vector p is a dipole moment. One more very important thing here, the unit for this p or dipole moment is given by coulomb meter. Many times it is confused with centimeter. Centimeter is different thing. Here it is capital C into small m, C for coulomb and m for meter. So this is about the concept of dipole and various quantities related to the dipole. Once again I am repeating in a quick manner. First is dipole axis. Dipole axis is the line joining these two charges. Center of dipole is the central point on the axis of the dipole. Dipole length, it is the distance between two charges. Dipole moment vector, it is again a unit vector used to indicate direction of dipole moment. And the last, dipole moment. Dipole moment is nothing but the product of the either charge and the dipole length. In vector form, it is defined as vector p is equal to 2aq into unit vector p, right. This is all about the concept of dipole. If so far you have not subscribed this channel, please subscribe it. Thank you.